If you blew a 997 GT3 engine today, the Porsche dealer quote for a new long block would push $150,000, if they can even find one. That is the physical replacement cost of the Mezger engine. Last month, a 2011 997.2 GT3 cleared $245,000 at auction because the market knows Stuttgart has stopped building them. A specialist rebuild at Flat 6 Innovations now runs $30,000 to $70,000 with an 18-month waitlist. The Mezger is not a car. It is a financial instrument with cylinders that has decoupled from standard depreciation. Most 911 engines are liabilities you manage. The Mezger is the only one that acts as a hedge against the rest of the market. Here are the 5 reasons why this engine is the only Porsche asset that will outlive you. To understand why the market pays a 6-figure premium for a 20-year-old block, we have to look at where this metal was forged. Hans Mezger did not design this architecture for a suburban commute or a leasing office. He built it for the 911 GT1 Le Mans program. That is the fundamental difference. The block is a split-case design derived from the 962 and 935 racers. This is a massive departure from the integrated M96 and M97 units found in standard Carreras. In the late 1990s, Porsche was in a fight for its life. The M96 was built to a price point to save the company from bankruptcy. It was an exercise in survival through mass production, but the Mezger was built to a lap time. Porsche needed to maintain their racing dominance to keep the brand alive. They put this race engine into the 996 Turbo and the GT3 because they knew the standard water-cooled engine could not survive the thermal loads. It could not handle a turbocharger or an 8,000 RPM redline. This created a mechanical divide that makes the Turbo and GT cars a different species from the base models. When you buy a Mezger, you're buying the actual hardware that won Le Mans. You are not buying a marketing package or a track-inspired trim level. Porsche no longer has the financial or regulatory permission to build engines this over-engineered. The split-case design means the engine is built in 2 halves. It is heavy, it is expensive to machine, it requires hand assembly by specialists, but it is also incredibly rigid. That rigidity allows it to handle massive boost and high revs without the block flexing. Standard Carrera engines use a different casting method that is easier to automate but less robust. That racing heritage is not just for show. It dictates a lubrication system that makes standard oil pans look like toys. The Mezger uses a true dry sump system with a separate 12-quart oil reservoir. This ensures the engine never starves under high G loads. Standard 911s use an integrated dry sump. In reality, that is just a deep oil pan. It was a cost-saving measure for the mass market. Under heavy cornering on a track, the oil in a standard pan sloshes away from the pickup. The engine starves for a fraction of a second. That is all it takes. The bearings spin and the engine dies. This is why you see so many standard 996 and 997 models with replaced engines. The Mezger lubrication architecture is why you see cars with 200,000 miles still pulling original factory dyno numbers. High mileage on a Mezger is a badge of honor. It is proof of the concept. This creates a massive valuation gap at the bottom of the market. A manual 996 Turbo with 100,000 miles still commands $55,000 to $75,000. A base 996 Carrera with the same mileage often struggles to clear $25,000. This is the Mezger floor in action. On that standard Carrera, 80,000 miles is a ticking time bomb for the next owner. People see that number and they walk away. With a Mezger, they see 6 figures on the odometer and they ask for the service records before they keep bidding. The separate oil tank allows for massive cooling capacity. This is why these engines do not suffer from the heat soak issues that plague modern turbocharged flat sixes. It is the most robust lubrication system ever put into a production road car. It was designed to survive 24 hours of flat-out racing. This mechanical durability creates the Mezger floor. That is the point where the car stops depreciating. The car stops being a car and starts being a mechanical asset. When the engine's intrinsic value is higher than the car's market price, you have reached the floor. You are buying the engine. The rest of the car is just the delivery system. But it is not just about what the Mezger has. It is about the 3 death sentences it completely lacks. To understand the financial security of this engine, you have to look at the mechanical carnage that defined the early 2000s for everyone else. If you own a standard 996 or 997.1, the IMS bearing has turned thousands of Carreras into $20,000 paperweights. The Mezger does not have an IMS bearing because the camshafts are driven directly from the crankshaft via a racing gear set. It is physically impossible for this engine to suffer that specific catastrophic failure. You can sleep at night because the engineering removed the variable. Then there is bore scoring. This is the true villain of the water-cooled era. In the standard M96 and M97 engines, Porsche used a cheaper Locacil casting process. Over time, the cylinder walls break down. The pistons scuff the liners, and the engine begins to eat itself. It starts as a faint ticking and ends with a $22,000 rebuild bill. The Mezger avoids this entirely. It uses Nicosil-coated liners, a much harder and more expensive material that was standard on the air-cooled cars and the Le Mans winners. This is why a 2004 Carrera with 50,000 miles is a $25,000 gamble, while a 2004 Turbo with 150,000 miles is a $70,000 asset. The market is pricing in the absence of risk. Even if you choose to rebuild, you aren't just repairing a failure. A specialist rebuild from a shop like Hartech is an engineering upgrade that typically yields a 15 to 17% increase in mid-range torque and horsepower. You are essentially paying for a better version of the car than Porsche was allowed to build. Even compared to newer Porsches, the older Mezger units have an advantage. They avoid the carbon buildup issues seen in direct fuel injection engines. In later models, fuel is sprayed directly into the chamber, which means the intake valves are never washed with gasoline. Over time, gunk builds up, performance drops, and you have to pay for an expensive walnut blasting service. Because the Mezger uses port injection, those intake valves stay clean for decades. When you compare the $22,000 cost of a top-tier future-proofed bore-scoring rebuild to the $0 risk of a Mezger, the higher buy-in price looks like a bargain. Saving $40,000 on a non-Mezger Carrera is the idiot tax. You're not saving money. You're financing a $50,000 repair bill on installment. This is the ugly truth of Porsche ownership. You either pay the premium up front for the engineering, or you pay the penalty later for the compromise. One is an investment, the other is a liability. The Mezger is a closed ecosystem. To understand the investment thesis, you have to look at the hard production numbers. Porsche built exactly 3,329 units of the 997.1 GT3 globally. Across the entire water-cooled Mezger era, including the 996 and 997 Turbo, GT3, and GT2, the total production count is roughly 35,000 units. That sounds like a lot until you look at the attrition. Specialist insurance data and salvage auction counts suggest an annual attrition rate of 1.5 to 2% due to track accidents, bore scoring in non-Mezger donor swaps, and simple mechanical neglect. We have already lost roughly 15% of the total 996 Turbo manual population to the salvage market. The supply is not just fixed, it is shrinking. We have reached the crossover point where global demand from new markets in Asia and the Middle East is exceeding the remaining supply of documented original engine cars. This is why a high-mileage manual 996 Turbo that traded for $45,000 in 2018 is now a $70,000 asset. You are fighting a mathematical certainty. Every time a Mezger is parted out or totaled, your documented example becomes more valuable. We are moving into an era of disposable, integrated jacket engines that cannot be rebuilt. The Mezger remains the last rebuildable racing block Porsche ever made. The supply is finite. The demand is infinite. The honest counterpoint, not every Mezger is an investment. Salvage titles, undocumented track abuse, and aftermarket internals erase the thesis. The Mezger floor only holds for documented, unmodified examples. Everything else is just an old Porsche with an expensive engine. Now, look at the spreadsheets. In 2018, a clean 997.1 GT3 with driver mileage was a $90,000 car. On February 26, 2025, a 37K mile example hit $139,500. By 2026, collector-grade examples are clearing $165,000. At the top, the 997.2 GT3 RS 4.0 has a recurring trading band of $650K to $750K. But you don't need the 4.0 to see the heat. In June 2025, a 997.1 RS with 1,400 miles cleared $400,000. This is the ultimate blue chip asset. 996 turbo manual, window, 75K to 110K. Verdict, buy. Chase, documented coolant pipe pinning. Manual coupe, avoid salvage titles, undocumented mods. 997.1 GT3 window, 150K to 180K. Verdict, buy. Chase, driver mileage with full service history. Avoid track-abused examples without provenance. 997.2 Turbo S window, 130 to 160K. Verdict, buy with caution. Chase, low mile, recent PDK service. Avoid high mile PDK without 25K rebuild service. Out of warranty PDK replacement or major repair is a documented $25,000 tail risk that manual cars simply don't have. The math is final. A 5-year total cost to own comparison shows a $17,000 gain for a Mezger owner versus a $37,000 loss for someone in a 991.2 Carrera. The expensive car is actually the cheaper one to own because you aren't fighting the gravity of depreciation. The Mezger is the only Porsche engine where overpaying today is a rational financial move because the floor is made of racing-grade steel. If you want an engine that will outlive your garage and your bank account, this is the only choice. The M96 will break you. The MA1 will bleed you. The 9A1 will surprise you. The Mezger will outlive you.